Social Security Retirement Estimator. We're going to look at that here today at the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. I thought it'd be fun to actually run some numbers, not from my own calculator, mind you, but from the actual Social Security website using their benefits planner / retirement online calculator. So welcome aboard. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe, and then hit the bell to be notified for future content. We do lots of stuff. All right, so let's dive right into this. I thought this would be somewhat fun, actually. All right, so here's a Social Security. Actually, let's just go back. Well, I'll show you where we started from. So if we go to, we're at SSA.gov, and now we went. Let's just go back. We'll start from the very beginning. SSA.gov, and the first thing we're going to do, we are going to go to, I think it's retirement. That's what we're going to do. Go to retirement. Then we're going to go to benefits calculators. All right, so we're going to go to benefits calculators. Now, I tried clicking on retirement estimator. The problem is when you hit estimate your retirement benefits, watch this. It says, unfortunately, you don't have access to the service because I check your URL for errors and try again. It's been like that all day. Now, I saw some place that said if you have it set up where it's extra security, you can't have access to retirement benefit calculator, which seems odd to me. So don't know what's going on with that. It might be because I use a Chromebook. I don't know why that'd be an issue, but that seemed weird. So again, you hit estimate your retirement benefits, and I think it set it down here. You cannot use retirement estimator if you blocked access to your personal information. That's what it was. And I said, okay, that was kind of weird. So I don't know what that's about. What happens if we click on this here? Let's see what happens. Does it make me try to log in? You can choose to block electronic access to your Social Security record. When you do this, no one, including you, may be able to see or change your personal information on the internet. Well, if you block access to your record and change your mind in the future, you can contact. That's weird because I don't remember doing that, but whatever. I mean, that's fine. If that's because the weird thing is I can still go and log into my socialsecurity.gov. I don't know if that's different than this, but either way, if you blocked access, you can't do the estimate retirement benefits, just FYI. All right. So either way, so I said, okay, let's keep on going down. I was looking, well, where's another calculator I can use? And I saw this one right here, other benefit calculator. So first, let's do your estimate your life expectancy. I thought this was pretty interesting. A man reaching 65 can expect to live until age 84.3. So remember, you hear about the life expectancy in the U.S., being 78. It's not 78. It's 78 for a newborn baby. If you're 65 today, you're going to be expected to live roughly another 19 and a half years. If you're 65 today as a woman, you're going to be living another 22 years on average. So just keep that in mind. And those are just averages. About 1 in every 4 65-year-olds will live to past 90. So just keep that in mind. 25% of you, if you're 65 today, will live past 90. And 1 in 10 will live past 95. So there you go. I mean, does that mean you? I don't know, but these are just averages. And so the average is not 78. So if you think you're going to break even at 78 and that's the time you're going to die, and thus you should take Social Security early, I'd say you're grossly mistaken. If you're 65 today, you're likely to live to in your mid 80s. All right, so let's go back to the online quick calculator. I want to go back to this guy right here, other benefit calculator. And I want to use I think it was a detail calculator. Let's do the detail calculator. Then I want to do the online calculator first. Okay, so this is where I want to go. And yeah, okay, good. So I'm going to say my date of birth is 1/15/1970. All right. So I'm 48 years old. So can I retire today? 1/15/1970. Enter the age of months you must plan to start working. So I plan on stop working now at 48. All right. Enter your estimated benefits shown in today's dollars, unless you choose to have it in the future. I want to see it in today's dollars. I like that. So this was saying you can inflate it or you can use it in today's dollars. I just want to see what it is in today's dollars. Now I'm going to take my trusty little thing here, and I'm going to go back to my social. This is from my socialsecurity.gov. I got my records of my earnings going back to when I started working in 1984. So in 1984, I made $156. Tell you what, we'll pause this real quick and I'll get back. All right, my friends. So what I did is I just put all my real numbers in, going up to about 2008. And then I just said, I took a little bit of pay cut in 2009 because of the Great Recession. I just said I made $85,000 a year until 2017. Now, that's obviously not right, but for this scenario, I just want to run it. It says that how much you expect to earn in 2018. I'm saying $50,000. So basically, by the end of 2019, I'll be bordering 50 years old. And I say, at the end of the day, I'm saying I just want to retire. I'm going to live off my IRA or whatever it's going to be. Maybe you got a pension, whatever. We'll just have a pension, and because remember, pension is not earned income, so you don't pay Social Security on it. We'll say have a pension of $50,000 a year, and that's what I'm going to have to live on, and then I'm going to draw Social Security at some point. So, all right, does that kind of make sense? So I'm 50 years old. I no longer have earned income. Maybe I'm a retired fireman. I got a pension, all right, and that's what I'm living on. How much will I get in Social Security, given I have big fat goose eggs from now until I hit Social Security, be it 62 or 66 or 70. So remember, we got 1987. I think I had a little bit in 1984. And again, this one I was in the Army, $10,000 in 1990, $3,000. Well, I was only for 2 months in 88, $7,000 89. So basically, these are the 4 years I was in active duty. This is when I was starting to go to school, working at UPS, and I was doing all kinds of different jobs. Security guard, taking some ladies down to Anacostia, D.C., and out to Manassas, Virginia to sell cigarettes or give away cigarettes for Newports, the folks in D.C., and Marble Ridge, the folks out in Manassas. And that was interesting. And then, of course, they got rid of the cigarette manufacturers could no longer advertise, so that was stopped. And then I started working in the bar. So anyway, as you can see, my earnings, nothing fancy here, that's for sure. So 2017 to 1987, what's that, 30 years? 2017 minus 1987. Yeah, 30 years. So I don't even have 35 years of memory because they take the top 35 years of AIME. So I will still have this year right here. I made $156 picking strawberries. That will still be in my 35 years of work. All right. So let's see what we got. We're going to say we have no more benefits. I'm not going to earn anything else. I'm living off my pension and I'm going fishing all day long. So let's calculate benefits. And it says we're insured because I have the 40 quarters. Remember, you get 44 quarters basically for every $1,500 you earn if you earn was at $6,000 in a year, you get 4 quarters, and you got to get 40 quarters, i.e., 10 years of work of making more than $6,000 to get fully insured. Okay, so they're saying my monthly retirement benefit would be $1,328 based on all these numbers right here. $1,328 if I were to retire. Is that my PIA? Your monthly retirement benefit $1,328. And I assume that's my PIA, my primary insurance amount. So if I waited till I was, now again, my full retirement age is 67. So if I waited till I was 70, it'd be 24% more, 1.24. I'd get $1,650 roughly. If I took it at 62, it'd be 32% less. So I'd get $900. So basically $900 to $1,650 and $1,328 based on these numbers right here alone. So if you have a pension and you got that kind of income right there, you can say at the end of the day, I'll have basically between $1,000 and $1,600 a month when I hit, where is it? Well, when I hit 62, 66, or 62, 67, or 70, if that makes sense. My disability benefit would be that. I'm not all that familiar with how disability works, but I do know you have to go before a judge, and I know they're kind of cracking down a little bit on that, but I don't know. So that would be your disability benefit if you were to get disability before then. But for me, my retirement benefit is $1,328, so nothing to write home about, that's for sure. Let's see now let's do this. I'm just curious. I say, okay, I am going to make $50,000 a year going forward. Let's calculate it now. Because what's going to happen now, we're going to take some of those years of 50,000 were before I was making goose eggs, and we're going to replace those goose eggs with 50, and we're going to replace some of these lower years with 50,000 as well. So let's see what we got. Calculate benefit, enter the amount you expect to earn calculate the same amount. Okay, I didn't change it. That didn't make any sense. Why didn't it change it? That did not make sense. So let's do something here. All right, yeah, that didn't change it. So let's do something. Let's see. Press this button. You've entered all your information. Estimated monthly benefits will be presented below. All right. And Still has not changed. That is odd. So why? So that's not good if the thing's broken. Let's say $10,000. See if it changes anything. Calculate monthly benefit below. Yeah, still not change anything. So that's weird. We do not use her in calculating these for disability and survivor benefits. Okay. Well, it did. What if we refresh this? Let's hit refresh and see what happens. All right. Okay. All right. So let's do. So we got 10. Okay. So I got to hit refresh. Well, that's stupid. Let's see if that even works. So let's see. Hit calculate benefit. Still didn't change it. That is odd. Why? Let me pause it again. We'll come back to it. All right, my friends. So I see what's going on here. You got to enter the age when you think you're going to stop working. I thought it was the age that you were. So let's just say I'm going to stop working at 60, and I'm going to make $50,000 a year from now until 60. And I hit calculate my benefit. It went from 1328 to again 1567. Now, I don't need to tell you, but that's 1328 to 1567. 1567 minus 1328. That's only $239 a month. Is that worth it to continue working again? I mean, I don't know. And if you like the job you're at, that's great. But what if you're, saying, hey, I don't like the job I'm at, and so let's do this. Let's say we're going to work. We're going to continue what we're going to do at $85,000. We're going to do $85,000 from now until 60 at some crappy old job that we don't like. All right, we're going to hit calculate benefit. And we're going to have $1,689 a month. So remember that, $1,689 a month. And we're going to say, nah, forget that. I'm going to go take a job I do like. I'm going to work in I'm going to be a guide at, the Mount Rushmore. Okay, I'm going to be a tour guide at Mount Rushmore for $45,000 a year. So I'm going to give up my good job of $85,000, be a tour guide at Mount Rushmore for $45,000 a year. Calculate benefit. I go from six. I mean, that's not much of a difference there. With $1,689 to $1,532. I think it was $1,689 to $1,532. Let's just double check. $1,532 is what we know it is now. $85,000. Then I'm only worked up 60 now. All right, so calculate benefit. $1,689. We're gonna go to $45,000. And we're not adjusting this with any inflation. You can if you want. You can adjust it for inflation or not. I just want to do it in today's dollars. $1,689 to $1,532. So $1,689 minus $1,532. That's $157 a month difference. So if I really want to be a tour guide at Mount Rushmore, and I really hate being a software engineer, and I'm going to stay at being a software engineer because I'm going to make an extra $40,000 more a year. Now, there might be a benefit of doing that. You can save more money in your 401k. You can do this, you can do that. But when it comes to Social Security, you're only talking $157 a month. That's literally it for working that crappy old job. Now, let's say we're going to work until we're 67. So we're going to work for another 20 years. Let's see the difference there. $45,000 would give us $2,200 a month, and $85,000 would give us, imagine $2,400. So that's about $281, $300 more a month. Yeah, so again, is that worth it to work, until you're 67 from where you are today? So remember, when you work until you're 67, you're going to lose. So if you're 67, so I'll be 67. I was born 1970, so plus 67, it'll be 2037. Minus your 35 top years, be 2002. So all these years right here will be just wiped away. Every single thing will be wiped away because 2002, all my highest earning years from 2002 until I'm 67, 2037 will be accounted for in the top 35. That's, again, so what if you only work until 45,000, get, what do we say, 2,000, hold on just a second, let's do this. Let's say we just took a year off to do anything. What would the benefit difference be? 2,481, and we did this 85,000. I don't think it's going to change. I'll tell you why. 2,000, it changed by $14. And the reason is because when we took that year off and didn't do anything, it wiped out one of these, basically we replaced this zero with one of these numbers back here, maybe a smaller number, 68, 28 or something like that. But I mean, again, if you took a year off and didn't do anything, it's only going to give you an extra $14 a month. And that's it. All right. So now I'm just curious. What if we, I don't know, if we said we're going to work until we're 67. We're going to work until we're 55. And we're going to make $85,000 a month. I can just stretch it out for another 5 years or so, and our benefit will be 1612. So as you can see, if you do work those extra years, that's going to help you a lot because you're adding more to the 35 years of your average index monthly earnings, or in this case, your total indexed your total indexed earnings, which is all your top 35. And this is from Social Security. This is old Josh's website. This is from Social Security. So to work an extra 55, we get paid $16.12. To work till we're 60 at those kind of same benefits, we get paid an extra. Look at that. It's $77 to work from till we're 60 years old. We get $16.89 to work until we're 55 years old. Remember that's $16.89. We get $16.12 to work till we're 65 years old. I think that's where the big jump comes up. We get $21.38, and that the reason the big jump comes up is because you have those top 35 years you're making $85,000, which are replacing some of these lower earning years. So that's the big jump. But even then, you're making an extra $500-$600 a month. That's that might be worth it for sure. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, the difference between working until 55 and 60 is minimal when it comes to making this kind of money. $85,000 for an extra 5 years. It just is. Now, again, you could make all kinds of money for other things, put more in your 401k. I get that. But in terms of Social Security, it's just not a huge issue. I just want to go back in real quick to the 45,000. So now I quit my crappy old job. Now I'm happy. And I just want to double 60. I don't want to work. I want to double check 55 years old bank. So let's do this. Calculate benefit. And that's 55. It'll pay me $14.75. And if I retire when I'm 60, now again, these are all at your PIA at 67 years old. So you're not getting your benefit at 60 or 55. You're getting your benefit at 67. Just keep that in mind. Calculate benefit. Yeah. So if you work another 5 years, it's only going to give you another $50-$60 a month. So that's interesting. So remember a couple things on this calculator. It's the online calculator. This is not the quick calculator necessarily. It does work for Chrome. It says online calculator works for PCs and Macs. This is a Chrome, so I don't even know what the operating system is, Linux or something like that, but it does work, absolutely. If your birthday is, okay, so here, the date of birth is 1970, which makes me 48 today. I'm going to work for another 12 years. In today's dollars, I'm using that number, and here I put my earnings in there. I'm going to work for another 12 years and make $45,000. I'm going to quit my job, my crappy old job, doing whatever I was doing here, and go be a tour guide at Mount Rushmore. And my benefit just simply doesn't change all that much. It really changes if you stop working at 60 versus continue on to 67. At least it does for me, because I got these crappy earnings years when I was in the Army and whatnot. So there you go. And I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Those crappy old earnings years behind you can't do anything except to work to replace them. And that's where the benefit of working longer can really play a big deal, because every year you work longer, to add one more higher earning year will replace one of these lower earnings years. So anyway, that's the Social Security calculator, benefits plan of retirement. I hope you like it. I think it's pretty important. And I would definitely get signed up right here for your Social Security, my Social Security. It's pretty important to do that so you can check your earnings statement, which is what I did here. I went to look at it. I've done that a million times on these YouTube videos, but I think it's important to make sure that you have your stuff situated as correctly and as squared away as you can. Hope you like what you see here. As always, comments, thoughts, questions, put them in below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up, always helpful. And go for the blog at heritagewealthplanning.com. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.